Good evening. My name is Brian Haggerty. I'm the chair of the El Paso Board, Community College Board of Trustees. I'd like to let everyone know if they'd like to get on the internet and follow along tonight, they can go to www.youtube.com/user/go-EPCC. And before we get started, could we all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right, I'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting. Belle, can you do the roll call, please?
Mr. Uxer.
He's here.
Mrs. Robles.
Here.
Ms. Nájera.
Here.
Mr. Mendez.
Here.
Mr. Haggerty.
Here.
Dr. Graham and Ms. Pina will not be joining at today's meeting.
Okay, 1.4, Belle?
1.4, approval of minutes. This includes April 25th regular Board of Trustees meeting, May 22nd, 2024 regular Board of Trustees meeting, and June 22nd, 2024 special Board of Trustees meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Mr. Mendez.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye. 1.5.
Welcome to guests and staff members.
I'd like to welcome everyone again and all the staff to our regular scheduled meeting. Okay, Belle, do we have any open forum?
Item 1.6, open forum. There are none.
Okay.
Section 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Dr. William Serrata, college president, will recognize individuals who have retired from El Paso Community College.
Good evening, Chair Haggerty, members of the board. Today is bittersweet for us. We're going to recognize Maria Gomez, Professor of Reading. Maria Gomez has cemented her legacy as a lifelong, student-centered, caring EPCC faculty member. Professor Gomez is one of the longest-serving faculty members the college has had the good fortune to employ. Ms. Gomez started her career in higher education as an adjunct instructor in 1975. Then as a full-time reading instructor in 1976 at EPCC's Logan Heights campus. She is very much responsible for assisting and ushering the college through all its accreditation processes, beginning with its first accreditation examination in September 1978. Ms. Gomez's service to the college, the community, and her students has been exceptional. For more than 4 decades, she has devoted her time, wisdom, and experience to helping improve the lives of countless students in the borderland. She also worked tirelessly to assist the college in its massive collection of data mining, serving as student learning outcomes coordinator for many years. Dr. Steve Smith, Vice President of Instruction and Workforce Education, says, "This is truly the end of an era. I have never known the reading discipline without the presence of Maria Gomez. It has been a privilege to work with her on accreditation issues, college standing committees, student learning outcomes, as well as college governance and procedures. Maria will truly be missed by her students and by our college family. We wish her the very best." EPCC is about to say goodbye to one of its original and strongest allies, but the college is much better off because of Ms. Gomez's invaluable service over the last 4 decades. Her retirement is very much earned, and we wish her nothing but the best as she begins a new life chapter. Ms. Gomez, where are you? Come on up. Please. Of course.
Just one?
Just one. There's others.
She'll be back. She'll be back. They all come back. Okay, Bell, 1.7.2.
Item 1.7.2, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association. I know Dr. Burnham has a report for you.
Dr. B.
Yeah, so I'm walking in today. He walked in with us. Where do you?
Members of the board, Mr. President, Vice Presidents, Deans, all those live and in cyberspace. For the edification of our new board member, Trustee Mendez, I am Albert Burnham, Professor of History and President of the EPCC Faculty Association. The Faculty Association is made up of all full-time and adjunct faculty members and headed by the elective Executive Committee, which includes myself as President. Full-time Vice President is Elizabeth Acosta. Adjunct Vice President is Patricia Barrientos, and our Secretary is Sandra Cuevas. I hope to have them here at the next meeting to introduce themselves. The Faculty Senate is the representative body of the faculty. It consists of one full-time and one adjunct senator elected from each campus, two full-time senators elected from each academic division, and the 4 members of the Executive Committee. On behalf of the entire faculty, I welcome you to the EPCC Board of Trustees. Thank you for your willingness to serve in this important position.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dr. B.
Section 1.8, Communications. Item 1.8.1, Discussion and Review regarding data, statistics, policies, and general information related to El Paso Community College by the Board of Trustees.
Chair Haggerty and members of the board, as you know, the college's dual credit and early college high school programs have long been a model for the rest of the state. I've shared with you all that when I was in South Texas, we were told if we wanted to start early college high schools, we needed to come to El Paso and see how it was being done here because it was done so exceptionally well. Dean Tony Badillo is going to provide the board with an overview of our dual credit early college high school as well as our P-Tech programs, which are Pathways in Technology early college high schools. Dean Badillo, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Serrata, Chair Haggerty, members of the board. It seems like I was here just a minute ago, right? And it's been a year. So an overview, and Mr. Mendez, and all of you, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. A little bit about who we serve as high school students at EPCC. So put them in kind of 3 categories. The general dual credit, where we have students at public high schools, private high schools, public charter high schools, and homeschool students. By law, students can earn up to 42 credit hours in the core curriculum and take career and technical education and foreign language. We serve all of the public high schools and most of the private and charter schools in the region. The other category, of course, is our early college high school program and other early college high school programs where students can earn an Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or Associate of Arts in teaching. These are 60 credit hours, and these are the students that you see at graduation at the Dunn Haskins. And the newest flavor of early college, which is Pathways in Technology, early college high schools, or PTECs. And for these, we have our own EPCC style, which is to provide students an option for transfer courses, but also for certificates of completion and Associate of Applied Science. So who are our students, right? So we have been serving students in high school since 1999. But by 2003, 4% of our enrollment was high school students. 10 years later, a year after Dr. Serrata came to EPCC, 16% of our enrollment was high school students. Still, we had mostly dual credit students, but we already had some early college high school students. 10 years later, last fall of 2023, 34% of our enrollment is high school students. So our student population has shifted, and they're getting younger. We see now that early college high school enrollment has surpassed dual credit, and we already see some of the P-TECH enrollment showing up in our data. So why do we do dual credit, right? Well, it has a tremendous impact in our community. Obviously, students have an opportunity to earn college credit while in high school, but they do really well. They have higher GPAs. They graduate from EPCC. They're twice as likely to graduate from EPCC in 3 years or less than those who never took dual credit. It is a great indicator of student success. Students persist and complete at higher rates. Obviously, the families, right, save significantly by getting their education at EPCC while in high school. And 63.22% of our early college high school students earn an associate's degree while in high school. This is, by the way, higher than the 48%, which is the average for the state. To date, we have, students have earned close to 7,000 degrees through this program. You may have seen this chart before, but I think this might be the last time that I can use it, so let me enjoy it. So from 2006, when we opened our first early college high school, by 2009, we already had 4 early college high schools at 4 of our 5 campuses. 2014, we had our first school within a school. Till then, we only had early colleges on a college campus or standalone. A couple of years later, in 2016, I was asked to lead a new division. I left the Division of Math and Science at the Valle Verde campus, where I had served for 5 years, to open this division and to centralize some of the processes that we had for dual credit early college and in future P-TECHs. By 3 years later, we almost doubled, right, the number of schools. We had 17 by 2019, and we opened our first P-TECH. Again, 3 years later, we almost doubled again, right? And what is particularly significant here is it was in the middle of the pandemic. We were planning schools, we were opening schools, mainly between 2019 and 2022. Last fall, we opened 4 new P-TECHs, and this fall we will have 2 new P-TECHs for a total of 39 schools. Again, tremendous success for our programs. But let me tell you a little bit more about why early college high school is different and some of the nuances too. VP Flores has done a fantastic job explaining House Bill 8 and the funding model, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the 3 buckets, right, that our high school students, where they make a difference for our funding. One, of course, is the financial aid for Swift Transfer, or FAST, where the college is funded $55 per credit hour for educationally disadvantaged students, which for us is close to 75% of our students. One of the performance tiers, which is students who earn up to 15 credit hours through dual credit. And another performance tier is the awards. So 40% of all the Associate of Arts degrees are earned by high school students. So again, these are the 3 funding areas, right, where high school students have an impact. So early colleges and P-TECHs fall under the category of College and Career Readiness School Models, or CCRSMs. And these are designated by the Texas Education Agency, or TEA. And every early college high school has to have an institution of higher education, or IHE, that is a partner. Same thing, so for us, it's EPCC, right, for the schools here in the region. I have to address a question that Mr. Oxer had, I believe, during the retreat. There is one school in your area, and that is Da Vinci. And it's a charter school, and they are partnering with UTPB for the planning year. They would have loved to partner up with us, but they are not a SAC-COC approved site yet. They're in the process. So once they get approved, we will revisit and we will ask if that's something that we will support. PTEX also must have an IHE, but also a business industry partner to provide works-based learning. Both models have to follow a blueprint that consists of 5 benchmarks, and this presentation is one of the artifacts that the schools have to document in their benchmark 1, which is school design. Both models must meet outcome-based measures, or OBMs, in 3 categories: in access, achievement, and attainment. And earning 9 or 15 credit hours, college credit, being core complete, or earning a degree or certificate falls under the attainment category for them. And these schools are provisional until they have their first graduating class, and then they can become designated or designated with distinction. They could also be needs improvement, but luckily we have not had any of those in this region. You can see a map of all the early colleges and PTECs in the state, but like Dr. Zarata always says, you know, we do it better than anybody else. Now, let me talk a little bit about the schools by district, and I'm going in alphabetical order. And please note that under the name of the district, in parentheses, I have the number of schools. And for each school, you will see the name of the school, what year it was opened, and who is the administrative liaison or the dean that oversees that school, along with the high school leadership as well. If they have had a graduating class, you will see how many students have graduated, or you will see the year where we will have the first graduating class. A preview. This May, we will have 7 schools having their first graduating class. So Canutillo ISD, of course, we have Northwest Early College High School. Dr. Tena is the administrative liaison, and Mr. Clark, the principal, and they have had 694 graduates to date. Canutillo ISD also has a PTEC now, also led by Dr. Tena. The focus is criminal justice, and they will have their first graduating class in 2027. Clint ISD has 4 schools. Clint ISD, Early College Academy, which opened in 2012. This is now the only standalone early college high school. Dr. Escamilla and Ms. Garza are the leaders for that school, and they have had 564 graduates to date. By the way, there have been some changes over the summer, so some of those people will be replaced. Mr. Oxer.
Real quick, what did you mean when you said they are the only standalone? What do you
Correct.
mean by that?
So we have 4 early college high schools on the college campus, right? Mission, Valle Verde, Northwest, and Trans Mountain. And then we have Clint Early College Academy that is in its own building, but is not part of a larger high school. It's just by itself, so we call them standalone.
Okay.
The rest are now embedded into a high school.
Oh, okay.
For a while, we had Cotton Valley with Fabens that was also a standalone, but a few years back, they closed that site and they moved to the high school. So they're now also a school within a school. Great question. Clint High School PTEC, the focus is automotive technology. Dr. Pagel is the administrative liaison. By the way, Dr. Pagel has the most PTECs, please keep count, followed closely by Dr. Hajar. I think she has the next. So Dr. Pagel and Dr. Ritchie are the leaders for that school, and we've had 26 graduates since. Horizon PTEC, the focus is cybersecurity. We will have the first graduating class this coming May. Dr. Pagel and Mr. Trejo lead that effort. And also Mountain View P-Tech will also have their first graduating class this May. Dr. Hajar and Mr. Kimball are the leaders. El Paso ISD has 11 schools. Only 2 early college high schools, Trans Mountain Early College High School that opened in 2008, that has now over 1,000 graduates. Dean Mann and Ms. Brinkley Lopez lead the effort. And Burgess Early College High School, our first school within a school that opened in 2014. Dean Guerra, Mr. Iturralde, and Mr. Rivera lead that school. For some of these, you will see 2 names because this is the principal of the school and then the assistant principal who really oversees the early college high school or P-Tech. They have had 380 graduates to date. Now, EPISD made an effort to have a P-Tech at every high school. So here comes all of the EPISD P-Techs. Actually, 4 opened in 2021. Coronado High School P-Tech with a focus of business and accounting. El Paso High School P-Tech with a focus of computer science and IT. Franklin High School P-Tech with a focus on pre-nursing and EMT. And Jefferson P-Tech, also pre-nursing and EMT. You can see, again, all of these schools will have their first graduating class this coming May. Again, Dr. Pagel and Dr. Hajar keep on adding more schools under their belt.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I noticed Franklin and Coronado, you know, in my area. But so what if you have a student that goes to Franklin or goes to Coronado but really wants to look in pre-nursing? Do they wind up transferring high schools or do they get, how does that, I mean,
Right.
they're not restricted to pre-nursing or not at all if they go to Franklin, I guess. So how does that work?
Right. So the schools do a really good job at recruiting for the P-Tech. So the students already know that they want a particular pathway, a general pathway. Students, of course, can opt out, right? We hope they don't, but they can always, especially if they are in a larger high school, they can move to take just dual credit, and they can still earn 42 credit hours, right? So a significant amount towards their degree. We do have some cases where students want to transfer from one high school to another, and we, of course, allow that to happen.
Okay, that was my question, because let's say somebody's home high school is Coronado, but they want to go in nursing. Do they transfer completely to Franklin High School and then continue that way? Is that?
That is one option. Again, right now they have enough spaces available. The schools in Socorro, for example, don't have open spaces, right? They have actually a waiting list. So it really depends on the receiving school if there are spaces available. But if not, again, students have a fantastic option, which is just dual credit, 42 credit hours towards those 60 that they can earn for that pathway. I hope I answered your question.
Close enough.
Okay. So these are, again, the 4 schools that will have graduating classes this coming May. Then we have 5 schools in EPISD that will graduate the following year. So Andrews High School P-Tech, that has a focus of teacher preparation. Austin High School P-Tech with a focus of computer science and IT. Bowie High School P-Tech, again with a focus of teacher preparation. Chapin High School P-Tech, computer science and IT. And Irvin High School P-Tech, pre-nursing and EMT. You will see again, a lot of these schools are Dr. Hajar's, Dr. Pagel's. Again, Dean Webb also leads the teacher preparation P-Techs. Fabens has 2 schools. Cotton Valley Early College at Fabens High School, which opened in 2010, has had 346 graduates. Dean Villalobos, Dr. Aguayo, and Ms. Arce Miranda lead that effort. And Fabens P-Tech, with a focus on diesel technology, has had 8 graduates, and Dr. Valerio, Dr. Aguayo, and Ms. Arce Miranda are the leaders of that school. San Elizario is another school that will have their first graduating class this coming May. Is the last early college that we have opened. We opened it during the pandemic. Dean Villalobos and Mr. Enriquez lead that school. Socorro ISD has 13 schools. Mission Early College High School, our very first early college high school that opened in 2006, that has had over 1,400 graduates. Dean Villalobos and Mr. Ortega are the leaders for that school. Socorro Early College, that opened in 2015. Dean Rodarte is the administrative liaison. We've had 242 graduates. And Rams Early College High School, also Dean Rodarte's school, with 303 graduates. Trailblazers Early College High School opened in 2017, Empire Early College in 2019, Falcon Early College in 2019, Pebble Hills Early College High School also in 2019. As you can see, Dean Villalobos, Dean Guerra, Dr. Escamilla lead those schools. We have had graduates for all of those schools. And then comes the first P-TECH for Socorro ISD, Synergy for P-TECH. Dean Rodarte is also the administrative liaison for that school. It'll be a couple years before they have graduates. We then opened some P-TECHs, right, last fall. Empire P-TECH with a focus of teacher prep and criminal justice. Falcon P-TECH, teacher prep and computer science and IT. And Spartan P-TECH, teacher prep and business. Dean Kirby and Dr. Pagel lead these schools. And this fall, we will open Blazer P-TECH, teacher prep and criminal justice. Dr. Pagel will lead that effort. And Bulldog P-TECH, teacher prep and pre-nursing. Dr. Hajar will be the administrative liaison. Tornillo has one school, and we had 10 graduates this spring. Dean Kirby, Mr. Olvera, and Ms. Otero lead that school. We have early colleges of all sizes, right? We have big districts, we have smaller districts, but we are proud of every single student that earns that award. And Isleta has 5 schools. Valle Verde Early College High School, our second early college, led by Dr. Escamilla and Ms. Canava Flores, with 856 graduates. Parkland Early College High School, that opened in 2017. Dean Mann, Mr. Salgado, and Ms. Carrera lead that school with 159 graduates. Isleta High School Early College Academy, that's my school, with 219 graduates. And Hanks Early College High School, Dean Guerra, Mr. Cadena, and Ms. Guzman lead that school. All of them have graduates. And the P-TECH, Isleta ISD P-TECH. Dr. Valerio is the administrative liaison. The focus for this one is computer-aided design. You will start seeing higher numbers for this P-TECH because starting this year, it is now open to students from all the different high schools at YSD. All right. So now comes the time when I tell you that although I come here and give this presentation, there's a lot of people that make this happen, right? And it is definitely all of our counselors under Dr. Mitchell who have early colleges and P-TECHs assigned to them, all the faculty liaisons that support the deans, the EPCC librarians that are now assigned to every high school, the specialists that register students under Dr. La Chica Chavez, dual credit instructional coordinators that I borrow from my fellow deans, Ms. Gonzalez and Ms. Elk, who support us in all of the fabulous activities and events that we have, such as the dual credit conference and the convenings. The dual credit instructional committee that help us with policies and procedures, handbooks. Again, these are faculty and staff from the whole region that participate in this committee. My office staff, who is fabulous, Olaya Cázares, Espi Gomez, and Carmen Rodriguez. And my counselors, Mr. Rene Chavez just retired, so I am happy that I will be able to replace him starting this fall. And thank you so much for granting me one more counselor also that will start this fall. We will be easing the load of Dr. Mitchell's counselors and taking on that role. I also have 2 dual credit advisors. Again, thank you for supporting that. And of course, every dean, faculty coordinator, and division office district-wide. We all work together to make this program a success. I invite you to visit our dual credit page. You can see that button in the middle. We have online assistance for anybody who wants to connect that will talk to one of our counselors or advisors. This is open to students, to high school partners, to anyone who has a question. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Are we seeing an increase in enrollment?
We are, particularly in early college and P-TECH enrollment. Dual credit has kind of leveled off, and we are having, so I want to thank AVP Mo. She has supported some marketing efforts for specifically dual credit enrollment. My dual credit advisors have been going to the middle schools to promote dual credit, so we're hoping to see an increase in dual credit proper, but early college and P-TECH, yes, for sure.
Thank you.
Dr. Strada, just that, I think it's a fantastic program. We sit here and we look at that, and I reflect back to the original idea that used to be, you go to college, you go to high school, 1 through 12, and then you go to college, and now, you go to community college, get your basics, and all of a sudden, now look at this, and I see now, hey, we've expanded so much further. Here's the back end. I mean, now here's the opportunity to blur the line between 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, 13th grade, and the progress we've made, and then the special programs like the CTE programs and the certificates and all that. And then don't want to leave somebody else out, but I thought we need to keep in mind that we also have the front end. You look, I don't know, Dr. Smith, maybe that, or maybe Ms. Sano, but we start with the first graders, and so we're involved in that lifelong learning process. So we're not just get your basics. We're in there to help somebody get along. But I think we need to look at that and see what we really provide.
No, I think you're absolutely correct, Mr. Exer. We go from the elementary school adoptions, and we have one in each of the 10 large school districts in our region. We go from that all the way through dual credit in early college high schools, now the P-TECHs, where students have that opportunity, and we encourage them to complete the degree. So there are other parts of the state that may have more early college high schools and P-TECHs than we do. There is no other part of the state that has more successful early college high schools or P-TECHs.
And then we have the specialization where we have, they want training specific, industry specific for cyber tech. And the one that comes to mind now is the program where we have the 18-month EMT programs where we're training soldiers. And I will tell you from that perspective, given the world events, maybe we ought to boost up the EMTs a bunch more. But I went to that event, and that was fantastic, because now you have the people ready to go out and actually do the real stuff.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to Dean Badillo, Dr. Smith, and his team for developing programs aligned with House Bill 8. So Dr. Smith, the deans, the AVPs have worked diligently on developing programs that specifically target House Bill 8, and more importantly, specifically target the community and our business and industry partners and what they need from our students once they complete those respective credentials.
But without being preferential, I really think we have let's pay attention again to continuing the first grade. Tell Ms. Sano to get busy and find a bunch more schools to support. But let's start those first and second graders.
Got it.
I have one more question. You said that PTECs have to have a business partner. Do we have any problems finding business partners?
So they document their business partner, and in the region, it is mostly themselves. So for example, the teaching PTECs, they use their own ISD as the business partner. The IT, they use their own IT department. The automotive technology, they use their transportation department. But I'm so glad that you brought that up. You approved a grant from Educate Texas that we received last year. And Dr. Pagel, Dr. Hajar, and I have been working on developing opportunities to bring in more business and industry partners, educating them on PTECs. And in fact, we're going to have a second event here in September where we're going to be matching students to the different business and industry partners so that they can have internships with them. Our very own STS program will be one of them.
Very good. Any other questions? Thank you so much, as always.
Thank you.
Section 1.9, Board of Trustees Business. Item 1.9.1, 1.9.2, and 1.9.3 will be discussed after executive session. Section 1.10, Board Reports. Item 1.10.1, Treasurer's Report. This includes June 30th, 2024 financial statements. No action is required. Item 1.10.2, President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1, Dr. William Serrata, College President, will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at El Paso Community College.
Chair Haggerty and members of the board, always a pleasure to brief you on some of the occurrences at the institution. I'd like to begin my report by welcoming Mr. Jesus Mendez, the newly appointed trustee representing District 4. Welcome to El Paso Community College. We look forward to working with you, Mr. Mendez. Thank you for volunteering your time.
Thank you.
The intensive English program, the IEP at the Valle Verdes Language Institute, hosted the IEP Saturday Students Expo on June 29th. Representatives from 12 EPCC departments assisted more than 150 students with information on admission, support services, and degree programs at the college. I want to thank the Language Institute faculty and staff for their key role and service in helping our students acclimate to the college and facilitating a well-ordered transition from English language learning to reaching higher education goals at the college. The College Readiness Mentors organized and led a comprehensive campus tour for the students of Alarcón Elementary School. The event allowed students to explore various areas of the campus, providing them with a tangible sense of what a college environment is like. In addition to the tour, the mentors facilitated interactive activities. It also allowed mentors to introduce students to the concept of higher education in a fun and approachable manner, helping spark their interest and curiosity about college life while providing a memorable and informative experience. Thank you to Mr. Michael Talamantes, College Readiness Mentors, and the rest of his team for participating in events hosted by our partners at Alarcón Elementary School. I'm happy to report that EPCC's Theater Department summer production of Beyond Therapy performed for more than 190 patrons and collected more than 350 non-perishable food items for the Tejano Pantry. The entire cast and crew are current EPCC students and alum. Thank you to the cast, crew, Concord Theatricals, as well as Mr. Ted Carver for all their hard work to make this a success. The advertising and graphic design discipline in collaboration with Frontera Land Alliance held a student logo contest, which resulted in not only a winner, but 13 additional logos chosen to be used for various activities and events throughout the year. These logos will appear on the Frontera Land Alliance webpage and their various social media accounts. Our illustration technique students' book jacket designs are being featured this summer in the Valle Verde Library lobby. I encourage everyone to stop by and admire the designs our students have created. Congratulations to our students and the discipline for the great work. In June, 39 clients of the Contract Opportunity Center were awarded 123 awards totaling $25,496,766. These contracts created or retained 542 jobs in the community. Special thanks to Director Mr. Pablo Armendariz and the Contract Opportunity Center advisors, as well as the staff for assisting El Paso businesses. EPCC hosted the Narcan Empowerment, a higher education response symposium this summer. The symposium includes Narcan administration training, mental health crisis training, active shooter training, as well as crisis leadership. The seminar occurred on July 11th at the Valle Verde AST Flexitorium. In June, Fashion Tech Coordinator Ms. Vanessa Ramirez designed and constructed the final gown for Miss New Mexico 2023-24, Bianca Wright, which she wore during one of the last events where she was crowned the new Miss New Mexico. She shared that she did this to be an example to students by doing and encouraging summer sewing and creativity. Dr. Neda Rasai, coordinator of the EPCC Pharmacy Technology Program, was reappointed by the American Society of Health System Pharmacists and Accreditation Council for Pharmacy Education Board of Directors as a member of the 24-25 Pharmacy Technician Accreditation Commission. PTAC advises the ASHP and the ACPE boards on measures to ensure standardized quality pharmacy technician education and training programs. Last year, the commission reviewed and made recommendations on 315 pharmacy tech programs. Congratulations to Dr. Rasai on this appointment. The EPCC Emergency Medical Services Paramedic Program held a completion ceremony for its second U.S. Army Medical Command MedCom Cohort 2 paramedic course at the college on July 2nd here in the boardroom. This collaboration with the U.S. Army began in April 2023 with 16 graduates. This year, the Accelerated Paramedic and Advanced EMT courses also graduated 15 additional students at the same ceremonies. Soldiers from across the country trained 6 days a week, up to 12 hours a day in the 6-month, 171-day rigorous and accelerated training to become certified paramedics. The ceremony featured U.S. Army Medical Readiness, West Command Sergeant Major Jennifer Francis leading the MedCom delegation. Special thanks and appreciation to Mr. Uxer, as you heard him reference earlier. He attended, and he is also a retired colonel who attended the ceremony along with Dr. Hajar, Dean of Health, CTE Math and Science. Also present were EPCC EMSP instructors Dr. Jose Crespo, Mr. Tony Ayub, and Mr. Tim Groover. Congratulations to all of our dedicated EMSP faculty on the great work and success of this program. The AST Board of Directors congratulates Ms. Margaret Rodriguez, Surgical Tech Program Director, on her reappointment to the National Board of Surgical Technology and Surgical Assisting Board of Directors for a second 3-year term. The board looks forward to the continued partnership with EPCC Surgical Technology and the NBSTA as we work to advance the surgical technology profession. The Physical Therapist Assistant Program students had a 100% pass rate on the July CAPTE licensing exam. Congratulations to the students, faculty, and staff for this outstanding achievement. The Tejano Mercado partnered with El Pasoans Fighting Hunger for a grocery giveaway to provide fresh produce and a variety of food options to EPCC students, faculty, and staff, as well as the community. All of the food was provided by El Pasoans Fighting Hunger. This initiative was made possible through a partnership with El Pasoans Fighting Hunger and is part of an expansive effort to address food insecurity on campus. Originally planned for 200 people, however, the needs surpassed that, so El Pasoans Fighting Hunger had to replenish their supplies and helped approximately 600 people. Thank you, Ms. Nadia Rivas, Student Leadership and Campus Life Director, Carmela Galacia, Director of Programs at El Pasoans Fighting Hunger, and those who volunteered at this successful event. The college provided backpacks filled with school supplies for 1,200 students from area K through 12 schools through its annual school store partnership with the El Paso Community Foundation. Thank you to Dr. Yasmin Flores, EPCC School Store Coordinator, the Counseling Department, Recruitment, Dr. Yvette Huerta, and the Office of Institutional Effectiveness, the Office of Student Learning Outcomes, faculty and staff for providing backpacks and supplies to those in need. The Leadership Academy held its 2024 graduation ceremony earlier this month, celebrating 26 employees who completed the academy. The theme of this year's graduation was Star Wars, May the Force Be With You. Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, Princess Leia, Ahsoka, Rey, and additional Star Wars characters joined graduates and provided inspirational messages at the ceremony. I'd like to thank Dr. Linda Brown for her 20 years of dedication to the Leadership Academy and the facilitators for a successful graduation. Chair Haggerty, this completes my report. I'm happy to respond to any questions that the board may have.
Anyone have any questions for the president? Thanks, Doctor. Okay, Val, 1.11.
1.11 consent docket. This includes item 3.2, discussion and action to approve full-time staff and faculty recruited in positions funded by grants and/or contract.
Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Call a question. Any questions? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles, Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Section 2, Administration. Item 2.1, CKB Local, TASB Policy for Insurance and Annuities, Management Liability Insurance for first reading, review, and comment only. No action is required. Item 2.2, CS Local, TASB Policy for Information Security for first reading, review, and comment only. No action is required. Section 3, Personnel. Item 3.1, discussion and action to approve full-time staff and faculty recruited in positions funded by the institutional budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 3.3, information items, resignations and retirements. No action is required. Section 4, financial services. Item 4.1, discussion and action on the approval of a contract award to USI Southwest, Inc. for commercial property, automobile, general law enforcement, educators, legal, and umbrella liability, excess crime, cyber risk, vocational student accident, and crisis management insurance in an amount not to exceed $1,363,299.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
It seemed like that's a whole lot of things we're getting for $1 million. That seems like a pretty good deal. Look at that list of stuff. Especially when State Farm charges me half of that.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.2, discussion and action on the approval of a contract award with TouchNet Information Systems, Inc. to provide a payment application and cashiering software system in an amount not to exceed $1,085,527 over a 5-year period.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.3, discussion and action on the approval to continue a contract with Dell Marketing LP for the purchase of desktop computers, computer monitors, and laptops for district-wide use in an amount not to exceed $700,000 annually.
Move to approve, but with a question.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, what do you mean, not to exceed 700? I mean, what's that sort of, talk about that for a minute.
Yes, thank you, sir, for that question. So what we mean by not to exceed is because we're doing an estimate. These are computers and laptops that are going to be purchased by each individual department throughout the year. So we don't have a set number of computers that will be purchased, so that is why it's.
Okay, is there a reason why we want to use desktop in some places and laptop in the other, and then Surface tablets in others? I mean, is there specific requirements for the different thing, or can we maybe, sort of generalize and get a cut?
That is another excellent question. So one of the things that we did actually, the pandemic, we standardized on the type of computers that we purchase. So you will see that we only have now 2 desktop computers that are being in use, and those are primarily for office use. The laptops are for mobile devices, right? So those are for staff that need to be carrying them to meetings, or when they travel, when they go to other campuses, or to visit the school districts.
Okay, experience says that we need to have connections with, when we have the laptops and those things, do we have the software and connection for printers, Bluetooth printer connections? How do I would do that? I mean, everybody's going to want, when it's all said and done, they want a piece of paper too.
No, the laptops are capable of Bluetooth technology and wireless.
So when do we get the request for printers?
So that is those are actually right now at the moment they're being purchased by individual departments as well.
Okay, so we've already approved the money to buy the printers.
Yes, sir.
Seemed like we would have done it the other way. You ask us to buy the printers, so then we have to buy the computers. That's smart.
I do have a question. I don't know if I can answer, but since we're talking computers and all this excitement about IT going down all over the world, is the college protected?
Sir, if it wasn't, you would have heard about it.
Well, I don't want to hear about it. I want to answer my question. Is the
So
college
to answer your question of what recently happened, if you were referring to what happened recently with the Microsoft issue and CloudStrike, we were not affected by it, sir.
I know. But are we protected from any?
We are protected, sir.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you. Any other questions? Call the question.
Mr. Exner.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Mr. Mendez.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.4, discussion and action to approve a contract for the Sophos Central Managed Detection and Response Complete Endpoint Protection and Server Protection Antivirus Software from Kudelski Security in an amount not to exceed $698,564 for a 3-year term.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is what protects us, Judge Haggard.
Go ahead.
For $230 a year, that's what a deal.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Exner.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Mr. Mendez.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.5, discussion and action on the approval of contracts with several purchasing cooperative awarded vendors for the district-wide purchase of office products in an amount not to exceed $650,000 estimated annual aggregate amount.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
We need $650,000 to buy the paper and ink and all the stuff to go in the printers that are going to be accessed by these computers that you buy, right? Well, you've diced this section up a bunch. That's all. I guess it was just a dumb comment.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Exner.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Mr. Mendez.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.6, discussion and action to approve a contract support with Computer Center United States, Inc. for a wireless and network security suite in an amount not to exceed $469,422 for a 3-year term.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a question. What do they mean by suite? Is that like the cloud?
Yes, sir, that is a cloud, and the word why it's used suite is because it has different features that we use.
Okay, will this be protected too?
It would also be protected, yes, sir.
Any other questions? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.7, discussion and action to award a contract to Weaver and Tidwell LLP for providing internal audit services to El Paso Community College in an amount not to exceed $75,000.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, my question, why do we call, what's an internal audit? What is that, what does internal audit mean? I mean, why the word internal? I mean, you either audit or you don't.
So, Mr. Ruxer, there are other types of reviews that are done internally that we might request internal audit services for. For example, if we wanted to see how compliant we are with House Bill 8, for example, we could request the internal auditors do a review of our compliance with House Bill 8. This particular item will first be used to support a request by the State Auditor's Office for us to audit our compliance with Senate Bill 17.
When I say internal audit, that means do we audit ourselves, but we're
Yes.
going outside, so how can it be internal if we're using outside people?
So the outside people are selected for independence, and so they are asked to come in and opine about our compliance internal operations.
Okay, I see now, okay.
Keeps everybody honest.
Audit of internal operations, okay, that's good.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Section 5, physical facilities, there are none. Section 6, curriculum and instruction. Item 6.1, discussion and action on the approval of a contract with GOBI Library Solutions from EBSCO to purchase library materials for the EPCC libraries in the amount of $167,963.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 6.2, discussion and action on the approval of a contract with online database and discovery service provider EBSCO for EPCC libraries in the amount of $116,457.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 6.3, discussion and action on the approval to purchase from Technical Laboratory Systems, Inc., a Vortex Edge Plus earth-moving simulator with forklift add-on software in the amount of $58,315.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Smith, it looks like this is a CTE application. I mean, can you talk to, why do we need an earth-moving simulator? I'm not questioning whether it is or not, tell me, forklift, you drive up there, stick it in and lift them.
Yeah, the training, there's a little bit more to it than that, but I'm glad you asked the question. This is part of our response to House Bill 8. We currently don't have any programs that focus on heavy machinery and the use of heavy machinery,
Okay.
but we do have a lot of industry demand in that area. So the first use of this particular software will be for our new Occupational Skills Achievement Award in forklift and logistics. We also do have a forklift, by the way, on order. But this will allow us to do other types of machinery besides just forklifts.
Well, you say this is mostly for earthquake, but when you talk about earth moving, that's a whole suite, if you will, of machinery. Different kinds of trucks and applications, correct? So this
Correct.
software covers what, the main parties and that kind of thing?
That's correct, and it's expandable should we see a need for some equipment that comes into the region that we don't currently have the ability to train on.
Okay, great. So this gives a guy out of high school a chance to operate a big truck and make $60,000, $80,000 a year.
Correct.
and he goes to college to get a 4-year degree, a bachelor's, and he can only earn $40,000 a year.
Any other discussion? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 6.4, discussion and action on the approval of a cooperative agreement from the University of Texas at San Antonio in the amount of $307,395.
Move to approve.
Second.
What kind of agreement costs $307,000?
It doesn't cost that much, it brings in that much, Judge Haggerty.
So we're bringing that money in from San Antonio?
Correct. Yeah, they're paying us to serve the Small Business Development Center.
Good job. We'll
Yeah.
take all the money they can send.
Absolutely. And this is something we've hosted for many, many years, and the economic impact is huge. I would like to recognize someone that maybe isn't as familiar to the board as the predecessor who ran the Small Business Development Center, Joe Ferguson, but Miss Audrey Marufo, if you would raise your hand, so that we can put a name with a face. So she's in charge of running our Small Business Development Center now, does a great job.
Great job. Okay.
Maybe she can come to the next board meeting and give us a rundown of how important the Small Business Center and her job is to us.
Be happy to do that.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Just as an aside, I've attended a couple of the meetings and a couple of presentations, and the small business deal is greatly appreciated within the community. I've attended several of the small businesses over the past years, and you know something? They're still in business. So that's good.
Item 6.5, discussion and action on the approval of a ground lease agreement between El Paso County Community College District and Isleta Independent School District for the Valle Verde Early College High School.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, what does this mean?
So at the Valle Verde campus, we lease ground to Isleta School District for their early college high school. So this is the agreement that allows
okay.
us to continue to do that.
Okay, arm's length stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 6.6, discussion and action on the approval of the restated and amended Valle Verde Early College High School interlocal agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Now, you said restated. I don't see that on the deal, so why do we need to restate it?
Mr. Uxer, we periodically revise the early college high school agreements that we have with every one of the 39 that you saw earlier. And it's just time to renew the ones for Isleta, for the Valle Verde Early College High School, as well as the P-Tech Academy.
Okay. Administrative ash and trash, huh?
I'm not sure I would couch it just that way, but yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 6.7, discussion and action on the approval of the YISD P-Tech Academy interlocal agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
I hear a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Nájera,
Aye.
Mr. Mendez,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Section 7, Student Services, there are none. Section 8, Community Services, there are none. Would the board like to go into executive session?
Yes, please.
The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons. 1, consultation with its attorney to seek or receive legal advice or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation or for any purpose authorized by law. 2, discussion about the value or transfer of real property. 3, discussion about a prospective gift or donation. 4, consideration of specific personnel matters. 5, discussion about security, personnel, or devices. Or 6, discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on this agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session. Item 1.3.1, discussion with legal counsel, a proposal to streamline hiring practices to ensure that vacant positions are promptly filled to meet the needs of the college, and proposal to work to amend board policies and college procedures as necessary to align with the proposed changes in accordance with Texas Government Code 551.071 and 551.074. Item 1.3.2, discussion with legal counsel regarding requests from Canutillo ISD for certain property modifications to Northwest Campus pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Item 1.3.3, discussion with legal counsel regarding the purchase and sale agreement with Farmer Select LLC pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. The time is now 5:37 and the board is in executive session.
Okay, we're back from executive session. We are now in regular session. Bill, go ahead and read 1.9.1.
Item 1.9.1, discussion and take possible action on a proposal to streamline hiring policies and procedures to ensure that vacant positions are promptly filled to meet the needs of the college, and proposal to work to amend board policies and college procedures as necessary to align with the proposed changes.
No action taken.
Item 1.9.2, discussion with legal counsel regarding requests from Canutillo ISD for certain property modifications to Northwest Campus pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code.
No action taken.
Item 1.9.3, discussion with legal counsel regarding the purchase and sale agreement with Farmer Select LLC pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code.
No action taken.
Then why did we meet?
I also want to let the public know that we have a tentative budget workshop scheduled for August the 7th at 4 p.m. right here
In the President's Conference Room.
at the President's Conference Room. We also have our board meeting scheduled for next month on the 28th of August here in the boardroom at
4:30.
4:30. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. We're adjourned.
You don't need
Thank
a
you all.